So you're a degenerate combo player, like me, and you want to know how fast can you win a game of Magic? Well, there are a myriad number of ways in order to win the game on the first turn, so let's narrow down the question. What format are you playing? Let's take a close look at Modern. Neobrand is a deck that aims to cheat out Griselbrand as quickly as it can in order to combo off for the win. Our ideal opening hand looks something like this. We get a free green mana off Chancellor of the Tangle, exile 2 green cards to cast Allosaurus Rider, and then play our land, which taps for a blue in order to cast Neoform, turning our Allosaurus Rider into Griselbrand. From there, we pay 7 life to draw 7 cards, using Nourishing Shoal to gain more life to fuel more Griselbrand draws, until we can play multiple Mox Ambers, which we can recycle through Endurance, until we resolve Aetherflux Reservoir, paying 50 life to kill our opponent. Of course, there are a lot of cards that aren't legal in Modern, so what about if we want to do the same thing in Legacy? Let's take a look at a classic deck, Tin Fins. This deck uses a pretty neat interaction between Children of Corliss and Griselbrand to gain absurd amounts of life in order to draw your entire deck, very similarly to how Neobrand intends to win. Of course, being in Legacy gives you access to absurdly powerful cards like Lotus Petal and Lion's Eye Diamond. We can actually watch Matt Nass perform a turn 1 kill against Reed Duke at Grand Prix Richmond in 2018.
2 black floating. I'll get Laboratory Maniac. And play it, sacking the Petal. And then I'll pay 7 again, going to...
So this effectively says if you would draw a card from empty library instead of losing the game, you win the game?
Yeah.
Alright, good game.
Yeah.
Wow. Matt Nass wins on turn 1.
That's much better than any other turn.
Now Vintage is another beast altogether. There are countless ways to kill someone in one turn when you have access to cards like Black Lotus, but one of the more prevalent combos is Manifold Key and Time Vault. However, by limiting ourselves to the ban list of formats, we're restricting our thinking of what cards we can use. Before Flash was banned in Legacy and Commander, you could cast it as early as your opponent's first upkeep thanks to cards like Gemstone Caverns and Elvish Spirit Guide, allowing you to play and sacrifice Protein Hold, pulling numerous creatures from your deck until you'd assembled a game-winning combo. But that requires you to have a pretty nutty opening hand. What if we remove the rule that requires you to only have 4 copies of a card in your deck? Another classic example of this is 20 Mountains, 40 Lightning Bolts. The problem with this deck is that it can't actually kill your opponent as fast, no matter what your opening hand looks like, since at most you can play 6 Lightning Bolts by turn 3, and that's only 18 damage. However, by removing the maximum of 4 copies of a card per deck, I do think that we can construct the fastest Magic deck ever created. A deck that can consistently win the game on the first upkeep every single time, and that deck is 60 copies of Chancellor of the Dross. This card sees almost no play, but if we can guarantee that we're going to draw 7 of them every game, then our opponent will take 21 damage at the beginning of the first upkeep. Of course, this doesn't work if both players are running the same deck, as the person who went second would win every time, and it wouldn't work in a format where your starting life total is higher than 21. But it's a fun thought experiment nonetheless. What are your favorite combos? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to check out my video where I talk about when combos can break entire formats.